Thank you all so much for being here today. I am Congressman Ed Markey from the state of Massachusetts, and along with Congressman Chris Smith from the state of New Jersey, I am the co-chair of the Alzheimer's Task Force in the House of Representatives, and we have a very special day that we are enjoying here on Capitol Hill with the great Glen Campbell. And he is making a special contribution to this cause here today. And we are joined by other people here who are making a tremendous contribution as well. Harry Johns, who is the CEO of the Alzheimer's Association. This is the organization led by Harry that has a passion and a commitment to ensuring that families all across the country have hope that there is a day that we will look to the history books to find that there ever was such a disease as Alzheimer's. We're joined as well by James Keach and James Seymour, my great friends, who, along with their partner, Trevor Albert, are doing a documentary, very important movie on the Campbell family, which is going to make a big difference in how people view that disease. And we thank everyone who is here today for helping to advance this cause to make a big difference. We're joined here with Glenn, with his wife Kim, and his daughter Ashley, and sons Cal and Shannon, who are also here with us today. They are all truly rock stars, and tomorrow night they are going to sing, for the Congress across the street at the Library of Congress, and it's going to be a very big and memorable night in Congress. It's your voice, Glenn. Your powerful voice, which is going to sing your song, but also tell your story that I think is going to make a huge difference in terms of the way the Congress views this disease. This disease has needed a rhinestone cowboy for a long time to stand up and to fight for the cause, and we very much appreciate your willingness to come here to do that for all of the families and everyone else that really cares about this disease. So I'll just tell you that my mother had it. We kept her in the living room for 13 years. My father was a milkman, and my father had that job in the living room to take care of her. But my father was a milkman, and the right arm of the milkman is a powerful thing. It's been lifting milk bottles for all those years, and at age 78 and 80 and 82 and 84 and 86 and 88 and 90, we kept her in the living room. But not everyone has this strong right arm of a milkman. These families are heroes, but heroes need help, and that's why we're here today, to provide the help that would be the research money that would help to cure the disease, to provide the help for families in their homes that they can use in order to take care of their loved one. And all of that is basically what today is all about, because this is a mission that failure is not an option. And so today is a huge moment. And I'd like to begin by introducing the CEO of the Alzheimer's Association, Harry Johns, to bring us up to date today on the huge new announcement from the National Institutes of Health on the plan to eradicate the world from a disease that is ravaging so many families. Harry Johns.
Folks, today is a momentous day for Alzheimer's disease in America and across the world. This morning, Secretary of Health and Human Services Kathleen Sebelius announced the first ever plan for Alzheimer's for America. This is made possible as a result of the passage of the National Alzheimer's Project Act. I have to give great credit to Ed Markey for his leadership over so many years, along with Chris Smith and others. Ed has been the one there from the beginning, leading the effort on Alzheimer's in the Congress, and he and his colleagues have made it possible now for the passage of that act, that now the President signed just over a year ago, and the President and the administration have now converted that into the first ever plan for Alzheimer's in America, which can mean a new trajectory for Alzheimer's disease. It has the potential to change the very course of the disease. It addresses issues for people who are facing the disease today. It addresses care, support for caregivers, as well as individuals who are themselves facing the disease. And it addresses long-term care and services and supports as the disease progresses over time. And very importantly, it addresses what are the research needs for Alzheimer's to change that course of the disease. There are $50 million new dollars in the initiative that the administration has laid out this year. That is a great step forward. $100 million in what is that same initiative for next year's budget, another step forward. We must find the answers to Alzheimer's so that the 5.4 million people who are facing it today in America do not have the same outcomes we project today, and so that we can change that course before it turns into an even bigger epidemic, as many as 16 million people by the middle of the century, just 38 years. So I am so pleased to be here. I'm so pleased to thank Ed for his leadership in the Congress, and the Congress's leadership overall, and the President as well, for what they've done today. And I'm especially happy to be here with Glen Campbell and Kim and their whole family, because talking about Alzheimer's is one of the most important things that we can do in America to change the course of this disease. And for Glen and Kim and the family to step up and say to the American public that they are facing this diagnosis and facing it together and staying in the public eye, to do that is one of the most important things, along with the plan that was created today, that can possibly be done. So I personally want to thank you for what you're doing. I have to say too, I grew up watching you on TV. I've always loved your music. You're a great advocate for Alzheimer's and the Alzheimer's Association, and I truly thank you on behalf of those millions of people who are facing the disease today. You are making a very real difference. It is a truly momentous day because we have a plan for Alzheimer's for the first time ever in America, and we have a spokesman and a spokes group, if you will, who can make a very real difference, a spokes family who can make a very real difference in this disease and to change the course that we so badly need for all those people who have it today, and to realize the vision of the Alzheimer's Association, which is a world without Alzheimer's. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And this is the plan that was announced today. This is the national plan to address Alzheimer's disease, and it was just released this morning by Secretary Sebelius, by Francis Collins, who is the head of the National Institutes of Health, which really should be called the National Institutes of Hope, because that's what those institutes give to American families, that we will reach a day where Alzheimer's is something that is in the history books. Research is medicine's field of dreams, from which we harvest the findings that gives hope to families. And that's what this family has been doing over the last year. They have been giving hope to families. And speaking for the family, which has been on tour as a group, singing the Campbell family songs and singing a song for the cure for Alzheimer's. Speaking for them will be Glen's daughter, Ashley, who is going to come up and say a few words.
Thank you for being here today. Today I hope that we can all realize what a serious disease this is. What a serious disease this is, because before our family was touched by it, I had no idea how terrible and how many people are affected by this disease. Since we announced that my dad has it, perfect strangers have been coming up to me and just bursting into tears because their family has been affected by this. And we need to realize that Alzheimer's is a disease that robs people of their lives while they're still living. And it robs families of people they love while they live right in front of your eyes. I think a person's life is comprised of memories, and that's exactly what this takes away from you. Like a memory of my dad taking me fishing and then catching a brown trout and cleaning it and cooking it, just the two of us, up at our house in Flagstaff when I was little. I don't even know how little I was, but... And now memories of playing on stage with him and playing banjo while he plays guitar. And it's really hard to come to the realization that eventually he's gonna look at me and I'm gonna be nothing to him. So we need to find a cure for this, because we're not the only family affected by this. And so much pain shouldn't exist in the world. So let's work to stop it. Thank you.
Let me ask Kim Campbell.
I just want to say I appreciate so much the Alzheimer's Association, and that's where I've learned most everything I know about this disease is through their website and all the resources that they provide. And I'm just really happy that Congress is finally going to work toward finding a cure and setting some goals and getting a plan in action, because this is a terrible crisis and it's just getting worse and worse. As baby boomers age, there's already 5.4 million people with it, and it's going to just skyrocket from here. And it's going to take a tremendous toll on us emotionally and spiritually and physically, to care for people with Alzheimer's, and then as a country, the cost involved of caring for people. And we have our sound guy that travels with us. His mom has Alzheimer's, and he and his sister have the burden of, the cost involved in her care. She's in a facility, and he said to me the other day, he said, all my retirement money is going toward taking care of my mother. So when I get older, who's going to take care of me? I won't have any more money. So it's a big financial crisis for families, as well as a big heartbreak. And from what I'm told, it's curable if we just could get the funds to find out what that cure is. I mean, they've made a lot of headway. They've found some things they want to research, but they don't have the funds to do it. And I think already there's a disproportionate amount of money being spent on other illnesses when Alzheimer's is so much, so many more people are affected by it. And, if you've got $3 billion a year on AIDS, and you've got $6 billion a year on cancer, but only $500 million being spent on Alzheimer's, that's just disproportionate. They're all very important. But Alzheimer's is going to affect, 1 in 8 of us past 65. So it doesn't just affect the one person who has it, it affects the whole family. It affects all of us as a society, and the cost is just going to skyrocket. It's a big crisis, and we need to do something as soon as possible. So I'm encouraged by everything that you all are doing here, and I'm hoping that we find a cure in my lifetime and in my kids' so hopefully Glenn will be the only one in our family that has to deal with it. So thank you, and glad to be here.
Cal or Sharon, would you like to say something? Yes, I could.
Hi. I don't think much more could be said than has been said, but I'm just really happy to hear that finally we're going to spend the money and research it properly. Just thank you, and I hope this works out.
He's the shy one.
Since everybody else went, I just wanted to say, like, in our situation, we are very lucky that we found something that we can do as a family, and we can provide such like a great like network of like care, and we can all be together in figuring this out. But a lot of families don't have that. Usually, it's just like one person who can put their entire life into taking care of someone. So it's, I don't know, I feel really lucky, but at the same time, I know how hard it is for people going through this. And yeah, like Ashley said, just so many people will come up to us and tell us their story. And it's good that we're all doing something. Yeah.
Thank you so much. As I said before, James Keach, his partner, Trevor Albert, who is here, and James's wife, the great Jane Seymour, are all part of this effort to bring this message of Alzheimer's through the life of the Campbell family, to the American public, to really make a difference. And I'd like James, please come up if you would, just say a few words about what your goals are.
Thanks, Ed. There's Trevor right over there. I think that as a filmmaker, the most important thing to grasp the audience is great characters. When you care about characters, I think you guys have been touched by the characters in our film right here. This is a beautiful family, and they're suffering what so many millions of people are suffering. When we started this film, we had no idea what we were in for. I'd made a film called Walk the Line, and the producer of their last record had said, hey James, Trevor, would you guys be interested in tracking Glenn? He's got Alzheimer's and this might be the last tour. And so reluctantly we did it because we were afraid of the disease itself. And what we've learned is the disease is even more frightening than we ever could have imagined. But it's also taught us the beauty of how to deal with it and the grace with which families who love one another deal with it. And our dream is that people become aware of this disease and how it's going to ravage our society. It really is. And that they learn to deal with it like these folks are dealing with it, with love and dignity and embracing one another and not being indifferent and apathetic to those people over there who have that disease. This is an old person's disease. This doesn't affect me. It's so not true. So we're privileged to be able to make this film and honored to be part of this, and thank you very much.
I just want to add that James and I, in both our families, have been affected with Alzheimer's. We have relatives. I have one who's passed and one who still has it, and James has one who still has it. And really, I think the toughest part is, in many ways, is the effect it has on the family. And I just think Ashley spoke so eloquently, brought me to tears, because memories is everything. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, are there any questions that anyone might have for anyone who is up here? Great. Well, thank you all so much for being here. This is the beginning of an effort to help to dramatize the need to find a cure for this disease through the Campbell family here on Capitol Hill. And and we think that it's going to make a big, big difference in the way in which members of Congress view this issue. You know, it's not unlike, you know, the Apollo 13 mission where something went wrong. And you remember the movie with Tom Hanks where they had to find the materials on board the shuttle to get it back to Earth. They had to improvise because those wires were on fire, and they had to figure out a way of putting out that fire and bringing everyone safely back home. So this is not a mission to the moon, this is a mission to the mind, because the brain is on fire. And we have to find a way to ensure that we put together the pieces that put out that fire, that make it possible for all these families to safely make it home as well. And in both instances, failure is not an option. And we thank the Campbell family for everything they're doing to shine a spotlight on this very important issue. And again, on behalf of myself and Chris Smith from New Jersey, a Republican, we thank you all so much for being here today.